Hello, I'm Sebastian Andrew. Now, I haven't forgotten what I said about doing a video on the mind machine. I found the mind machine. I found it, mine. Um, and once I get the manual and I can explain it a little more succinctly than what I have in my head, I will make that video. But at least you know I have the machine and I am moving forward on that little bit of techno magic. Today's video is about darkness. We are usually taught as pagans that darkness is bad, that the dark entities are ones we should stay away from, and that, like black magic is bad, and no, it's not. But you kind of have to wonder why. Why do those, I hate using this word, gatekeepers, tend to say that the darkness is bad? Why are we always, not always, why are we usually pushed, pointed, directed towards the light? Well, it could be because light is limited. That's not the right word. Light is, I can't think of the word. It doesn't last long. I mean, if you stop to think about it on a universal scale, there is more darkness than there is light. The darkness is the vast space, the vastness of space. The darkness is the space between the lights. The lights are flaming balls of gases, stars, and other forms of energy that are burning brightly, generally in burning. But burning doesn't last forever. Eventually they run out of fuel and the darkness returns. And if you follow some of the astronomical themes, they believe that eventually the black holes that are innumerable will suck up everything and we'll go back to darkness. Well, is that a bad thing? There's nothing that says life can't exist in darkness. And I've told you before that in darkness is when plants grow. Now, given the point that they've stored up the energy of daylight, they've drawn in the sun, they've started the photosynthesis, but in the darkness is when they grow. But you need one to get the other. Still, I'm pretty sure that there are ways to subsist in darkness. I haven't found them yet. But stop and think about it. There is so much darkness. And you can use that metaphorically too. There is so much darkness. There has got to be a way to utilize that into something useful. There has to be a way. That there's a reason why they are telling us to stay away from darkness. Now, personally, I wouldn't. I like the darkness. Darkness is Darkness is when the spirits are most active, because for the most part, spirits don't care for light, at least not bright light. I have a number of new spirits, new to the sanctuary, that I call flickers. And that's more descriptive than of how they show up here in the sanctuary. It's a bit of flickering presence, but they themselves are dark. They're almost black. One of them I've seen was gray, but the other ones are all dark. Now, I set up, I think I told you about this the last video, I set up security cameras, and the flickers have gotten smarter. But I'm going to set up another security camera here behind me. I have a bookcase that you can't see because of the backdrop, but I'm going to put a camera on that bookcase and aim it here at my desk. So I'm going to try and capture the flickers that way. And then I'll have two cameras here in the living room, which is where they've shown up. They haven't shown up in the bedroom. Now, my luck, I'll get the cameras set up in here and they'll start showing up in the bedroom. But I have a way around that too. I found an article that tells the app to grab to use old phones as security cameras. And goddess knows I have a heck of a collection of old phones. So I'm going to add this app to those phones, and I'll set 2 or 3 of them, probably 2, up in the bedroom. And that way I can capture that room and this room. And we'll see from there. And if need be, I'll set up little cams in all the rooms I have. I've only got 2 other rooms besides the living room and the bedroom, and that's the kitchen and the bathroom. And I haven't seen anything in either of those rooms, but if they get smarter, they may show up in there. We'll find out. Anyway, back to darkness. We're told to get rid of our shadows. No, don't get rid of your shadow. Learn about your shadow, learn from your shadow, but incorporate it into you. There's no reason to get rid of anything. Another thing that I've seen being taught is that in order to ascend, yes, I roll out loud. In order to ascend, you must get rid of, basically, your ego. Guys, your ego is you. Don't get rid of it. If you get rid of these bits and pieces of you, you're getting rid of you. You don't want to get rid of you. There's no point. You need to be whole. And the best way to be whole is to assimilate, sorry, Borg, to assimilate all the parts of you. Every little bit. The past, your regrets, your failures, all those things that people say are bad. You learn from them. You grow with them, not through them, with them. They are a part of you. And if you assimilate them, you become a whole being. More completely a whole being. But if you follow these other gurus who are saying, confront your shadow and get rid of it, That's part of you that's gone. Confront your past and get rid of it. Those who do not learn from their past are doomed to repeat it, says the guy who keeps repeating his past. Mostly in the fact that I keep attracting narcissists. The last I'll say the last four or five women that I've had a relationship with were all narcissists in one way or another. Some outstandingly, some just a bit more subtle about it. But I learned something with each one, and I can move forward now, although I have come to the conclusion that I will very likely not be finding another relationship. I'm 61 years old. And there's nothing that says I can't. My own pessimism in that respect. I don't. I could be wrong. I'm usually wrong. So we'll see what happens. But it's not a resolution, realization that finding someone new is going to be difficult. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, before you start getting rid of bits of yourself, think about it. Think about the fact that those bits, those pieces of you are there for a reason. Learn from them and assimilate them into yourself. Complete yourself. And when you complete yourself, then begin or continue in the direction you wish to go. Now, ascension, me being the double advocate that I am, I tend to think about descension rather than ascension, because descension is a hell of a lot more fun than ascension. Because with ascension, you're dealing with the chakras pretty much from the heart upwards. In descension, you're dealing with the chakras from the heart downward, your roots. Now, that may be because, for me, it may be because I am Taurus and therefore rooted to the earth, since Taurus is an earth sign. But I can find, metaphorically, I can find bits of light in my darkness. And others who see my light will either be warned off from the darkness upon which I stand, or drawn to. A lighthouse can go both ways. That used to be one of my symbols, was a lighthouse. I hope I can find that lighthouse again somewhere in my stuff. It's not here. Maybe it's in the storage unit. But that lighthouse had a very special purpose. because it was a spirit light. It would come on and flash when a spirit was nearby. The unique thing about the lighthouse was a battery-operated model, but at some point in time, the battery that was in it exploded, so the contacts are all corroded, and any new battery, it won't make the contacts. But the light still works. That's when I found out what its true purpose was after Yana's passing. And anytime she or another spirit was in the room, the lighthouse would flash and let me know that she was there. So there can be light in the darkness. It's not something I'm aiming for. And it's something to think about, something to imagine. What can we do with darkness? What can we do that the light workers are so afraid of? What can we do?